Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This is a reading starting with the full moon, which is in Aries on October 13th or 14th, depending on where you are. And this reading is for the time period until the new moon in Scorpio, which should be around October 28th. Now, this reading is a 6-card reading, and I'm going to pull oracle cards at the end when I'm finished. This reading is going to speak to the actions you need to take or need to do in order to manifest the intentions that you set either in the new moon on when it entered Libra on September 28th, or when the last time Aries was in a full moon. Was last time Aries was in a new moon, which was about 6 months ago. So it may speak to that energy in the last 2 weeks or in the last 6 months. All right, I'm going to start this reading, but as I do that, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a comment and share this video if that's something that you like to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with my Capricorns. And this is the first card out is where you are right now. Very interesting. King of Swords. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So you may have that in your chart. But the King of Swords, he is a no-nonsense king. He is a leader. He uses logic. He uses reason. He stands in his truth. He's very black and white. He's somebody who communicates very directly. He doesn't beat around the bush. To me, this sounds very, very Capricorn, okay? But he is wearing this purple cape, which shows that he is and excuse the noise, that, you know, he is royalty, that he is elegant and everything that he does. This is a darker version of the King of Swords energy. Somebody who is maybe surrounded by a little bit of fierceness and maybe doing a little bit of, isn't so happy-go-lucky at this time. Now, how do you project yourself to the outside world? You have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is somebody who's still learning something, so it's the energy is a lot more, even though you are the King of Swords, you're projecting yourself not as mature as you actually are. So what's on the inside is not coming out on the outside necessarily. The Page of Swords, again, he's somebody who's into learning or studying. You could be embarking on something new as well, where you're ferociously going after it. This is a very strong communicator, somebody who's very direct, but might be a little bit too blunt. So it might hurt somebody's feelings, or you might send or give people the messages that they don't want to hear, but they're very, very truthful. Okay. And the Page of Swords energy can also be a little bit of somebody who is spying. It can be somebody who's on social media a lot, because that's a way. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, these are all ways to look at, what's going on in people's lives without being very upfront about it. So in a way, social media enables us to do a lot of spying. Okay, so I'm not saying you're seen as a spy, but the energy is a little bit less mature than actually what's going on the inside. And communication, your communication is very direct and very sincere and very direct, but no sugarcoating there. What's blocking you here is the Eight of Pentacles, something having to do with health and wealth, doing something that's fulfilling, doing something that's good for your tribe, your people, your family, the community, focusing on the details. I feel like you might be a little bit too focused on the destiny or on the outcome and not enjoying the day-to-day stuff. So remember, it's all about the journey and not about the destiny. And it's a lot of hard work. Now, Capricorns never shy away from hard work. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy. But something might be getting a little bit boring. You might be a little bit antsy about, getting something going or getting something moving. Because this Swords energy, this is swift, fast-moving energy. Okay, and that's what's going on within you. That's how people are seeing you. But something is holding you back, something that takes time, something where you can't skip these steps or the quality will be sacrificed. Okay, so what you need to do on the outside, Eight of Wands, this is set your intentions. So some of you may be doing moon wishes, so making, and setting your intentions during the new moon is very important. You can also do this and do certain rituals during the full moon as well. But these are the Wands of Love. These are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius energy. These, somebody who has set their intentions, they've set their goals. they are now releasing them in the air, and they will not stop until they get to their destination, and they will not be deterred. But there is something that I do want to tell you about this card. It is about not micromanaging your outcome. And it's enjoying the day-to-day stuff. So set your intentions, let those arrows fly, and then know that you have to release them, that you cannot control them anymore, but just trust that there's a divine plan, that you've done all the preparation and all the investigation and all the studying, okay, and that you're very focused and standing in your truth, and that they will land where they need to land, okay? And you need to let go of that. You need to be less attached to the outcome. Okay, and what you need to do within to succeed, this is love. This is an equal exchange. This is two people or two ideas or two parts of yourself, your masculine and your feminine, your light side and your dark, okay? Because I'm getting here, there's a lot of this like dark, serious, logical information. So that might also be blending your intuition and your softer side with your harder side, okay, with the darker side and the lighter side. But you really do need to find this balance, and this is also all about self-love. This could be your love with the divine, with the universe, with your surroundings. It could also be with your partner or your partnership that you have entered into or you are a part of. The final outcome here is very, very good for you guys, my dear Capricorns. It's the Six of Swords, and that's all about moving into a better place. It's coming out of choppy waters. You're carrying the experiences and the knowledge that you've gained from all of your past experience and everything that you've been through, and you're moving into this placid, pacific, calmer, more relaxing new life or cycle. Really nice energy, Capricorn. You should feel very good. This Aries new moon is going to bring to the surface a lot of subconscious feelings that we have a lot to do with love and relationships. So it may be a little bit uncomfortable. You might make people a little bit uncomfortable by being very sterile, very stern, very strict, and very direct. Okay, but your overall energy here is the Hierophant. This is a teacher. This is a guide. Okay, this is you standing in your truth. This is you and your relationship with your God, your spiritual practice, whatever it is you might believe in. And this could also be that this is learning and growing. So you learning and growing from this experience, or meeting or being with someone who can teach you new things. Really nice energy, my dear Capricorns. So let's go ahead and ask Spirit, what other messages do we have for Capricorn during this Aries full moon? What other messages do we have for Capricorn during this Aries full moon? There's some deceit coming out, okay? And I'm getting that I don't get that you are being deceived, or if you are or feel like you are being deceived, you're putting it out in the open. And these two, the Page and the King, they cut out any BS that might be going on. So I think you're going to sniff out somebody who's being deceptive, somebody who's not being true to themselves or not being true to you, and you're going to very, very swiftly, trim the fat, cut these people, these relationships, these ideas out. It could also be that you're not being true to yourself as well. Okay, so that's something very important, but deceit is something that you have to deal with. But again, I get this with this King of Swords. He's all about justice. He's all about logic. He's all about reason, and he's all about communicating that. So if anybody dares sort of try to lie to you or not stand in their truth, you are definitely going to drop the hammer, or, be the judge, jury, and executioner on that one. Then you have the World card coming out. This is really beautiful because the world is your oyster. Again, we have night, we have day, and then it sort of forms this full moon looking image. And this is somebody who has a world of possibilities. They have all of these options. It's also all about completing a cycle. All right, I love that we have the full moon showing up twice here, or this moon type. This is the world, but it's definitely a moon card. Okay, that this full moon is going to bring about the end of a cycle. It's going to bring about the end of any deceit. All of the truth will come out. This is very typical of Aries full moon energy, especially during Libra season, which Libra is all about love and relationships. So it could be your own personal relationship with yourself, your higher self, your deity, your spiritual path, or it could actually be it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a family relationship, it could be a work relationship. Okay, but you have the world at your fingertips. This is the completion of a cycle. So it's very, very nice energy for you, Capricorn. And then we have hostilities. Okay, so I've got this sword coming out again, and I kind of like this, it's it's kind of like the Conan the Barbarian look here. And I really do like, we have these horns here, which are reminiscent of the devil, which is representative of the Capricorn energy. And you're kind of cutting out detachment to things that no longer serve you. And again, I feel like with this Page of Swords energy and this King of Swords energy, there will definitely be hostilities. There will be words exchanged. Again, remember, this is all part of the Aries full moon, relationships, things from the subconscious coming up to the surface. It's fiery energy, so there might be some fighting, there might be some discussions, and they might be perceived hostilities that you're going to have to work through. But remember, that's very typical of this Aries full moon energy. Okay, but just remember to stand in your truth. Okay, and remember that in doing so, whatever this is, I read something and I try not to say it, but this Aries full moon is going to be this catharsis. So it's going to be like if you eat something poisonous and then puking it up, and it's this proverbial puking that doesn't feel good at the time, but will make you feel better once it's done. Okay, and so you do need to stay true to yourself, to stay true to your feelings. Make sure that your actions and your words and your feelings, they're all aligned. All right, and then we have adjacent possibilities. I believe this came up earlier. I can't remember with which sign. It may have been Virgo. But the adjacent possibilities is there's so many things that could happen, but there's success going through each and every one of these doors. But you do have to be very truthful. You have to speak the truth. Know that the world is supporting you and wants to manifest abundance and prosperity, whether that be in health, wealth, or happiness or love. Okay, and there are a lot of ways to get there, but action will be necessary. And, a result of everything that's going on in this full moon in Aries is going to take you into a better place. All right. And remember, with this Hierophant energy, that you are a teacher, that people are watching your actions. Teach with your words, teach by your actions. And then also there might be somebody in your life that is showing you or teaching you a new way as well. All right, Spirit, please tell us what messages you have for Capricorn for the full moon in Aries. What other energies can assist Capricorn in full moon in Aries? Okay. All right, the Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, withholding. Okay, so this is very interesting. So I like how this falls on top of the deceit and the hostilities card. Okay, so I think this is, ultimately the lessons learned during this full moon in Aries are going to be a gift. I feel like somebody has been withholding something from you. It may be information or it may be the truth. They might not have been standing in their truth. Okay, and so you might be receiving that. You might be pushing for that. Okay, and it might come out and be perceived as hostile, but really it's all about giving and receiving. And here we have that coming through with the Two of Cups. It's all about the Two of Cups. It's all about an equal exchange of gifts, whether that's information, whether that's love, whether that's, energy, whatever it might be. The Lady of the Gift comes to you as an ally, okay? She's going to be generous, but also just as reminding you to be generous. Also, if you have been withholding any love, emotions, information, energy from someone or from a situation. Okay, because sometimes, the swords energy can be quite intense, very logical. And so make sure that you're blending that with emotions. And, you can be tender every once in a while, although I do feel like, that's not the message here so much, because you will be having to, defend yourself, and you will have to be facing some sort of truth. Okay, but be generous to yourself as well, and be affectionate and caring to yourself. All right, but it is ultimately the Lady of the Gift, is about this equal exchange. So whatever this equal exchange is, even if it's an argument with someone, okay, the truth coming out, in the end, it's going to be for your greatest good. And then finally, we have the Ice Queen, ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. This is really interesting because this is very cold energy, Capricorn. And you guys are earth signs, but I'm getting that there's not a lot of fire in this reading, okay? In fact, there's only this Eight of Wands card. Ideas are preserved, non-action, entitlement. The Ice Queen could be your queen, could be the Queen of Swords, so it could really have to do with a relationship or with a partnership. Again, that can be romantic, it can be family, it can be work, okay? But I do get, look, this is very, very chilly energy. Here she's in the cold, and then we get the Ice Queen. Here we also have another full moon coming out, so you might have a feeling of things being preserved. You may be, whatever is going on in this full moon energy, it may just sort of, it may preserve a relationship or an idea that you had. But truthfully, I'm going to pull another card here, just to, because I'm not really feeling the Ice Queen. I'm not really understanding it so much. 2 and 8 is 10, so that's a completion of a cycle. And here we also have the 20, so 2 tens is a 20. So something might be coming to an end, and it might require that you don't do anything. You know, I get that she's resting and she's relaxing. I'm just going to pull one more card for you guys, okay, just to see what's going on here. All right, the Dream Walker, dreams, the collective good, and illusions. So we have another 8 coming out. 8s are going to be very important for you guys because we also have the 8 of Wands card coming out. The Dream Walker, she comes to you as your ally to remember that, you know, remember what your dreams are made of. Remember to focus on your dreams. Remember that you need to do whatever might come up during this full moon in Aries. Make sure that your actions and the actions of the people that you're surrounded with are aligned with the collective good, and make sure that there's no illusions here, okay? Make sure that everything is grounded. The swords energy that we saw here, remember swords are in the air and you guys are an earth sign, so bring things down back to earth. Make sure you cut through any illusions that you might be having, and especially during the full moon period, it is a time when things might not be what they seem. And it can be a very difficult period of time for many people, okay? But remember that it does end, and this reading is for a 2-week period, so we will be coming through the full moon energy and entering the new moon in Scorpio. So, my dear Capricorns, I feel like you might have some verbal battles, some discussions, a little bit of hostilities coming to you, but do remember, keep your eye on the prize that you will be moving into calmer waters, and that all of this will be for your greater good. I love you guys so much. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, like and comment if that's something you like to do, and remember that I love you and I hope you have a beautiful full moon in Aries.